completely lost the signal in the house.
I wonder how many takes it took for them to do this.
So what is it? Could you do that in Canada? Hey, and welcome to not another episode of Weekly Coastal Drone Live. Today we're doing something different. We're doing Drone Pilot Reacts. And Finn and myself, I'm Ian, this is Finn. We're going to be reacting to some videos that Cam has put together on the internet for us. And we'll kind of give you our thoughts, initial impressions, reactions, maybe talk about some implications of it, whether it could be done or not in Canada.
We're pretty excited to see what Cam has queued up for us. So let's just jump straight in.
Cue crazy transition. Okay, first off, I have seen this. It's super cool. Yeah, so this is super cool. It's a Redbull downhill race event, mountain bikes. They've hired a bunch of FPV guys to chase them down. Like, it's super tight, confined city environment. And the video basically goes into like the difficulties, first off, of A, maintaining line of sight. They like position people all over the place. And then B, maintaining radio signal. Like, they keep getting cutouts and dropouts. So they ended up using, I think it's in this video, but they end up using a Mavic with a repeater to like maintain the drone radio signal through it. But then it's like, it's super tight. So they're trying to keep the guys really close. So like, I think if you go like, yeah, so they're communicating with the show or with the event. They've got multiple cameras, drones getting preloaded. Yeah, they got a guy on the ground. Like, look at these voltage there. Like, that's his video feed for the pilot. So all that noise is what the pilot sees. Oh. Yeah, completely lost the signal in the house.
There, you just keep going forward and hope.
That's pure, yeah.
Pure just guts.
They're switching channels, and they're switching TXs, I think. Because there's no way they would get the entire way on one. So this is the GoPro footage, and then they've mixed in audio from his chest, I think. Because, of course, like the drone would just be screaming the entire time. Yeah, that's totally ADR.
Yeah.
And mix in the background, which is like the chef's kiss on it, right?
Oh, yeah. Very straightforward operation. No wrinkles at all.
I really like that video because of the detail they went into on the pre-side, and then the payoff, of course, is seeing the final GoPro footage. So that was done in Italy.
Chile.
Could you do that in Canada?
You would need an SFOC
Yeah.
if it's over 250 grams.
Advertised event.
Yeah, advertised event. You need a drone that could probably fly over people, maybe.
I would say that route, you could say that there's no bystanders
within
inside,
5 meters.
Yeah, inside the perimeter of the track, which is kind of what like you see guys doing drifting, right? That's another one that's the same. They're essential to the operation, their crew.
And the other thing you need, practice.
Yeah, big time. And insurance.
Lots
of insurance.
But they were running a custom rig there for their aircraft. So then you would also need the safety assurance declaration, probably for near people at least.
So you could get a near people because of it's prop guarded. The challenge would be if that location was also in controlled airspace. You'd need a fail-safe GPS. I don't think that one had a fail-safe, but it would definitely be something you would want to have, because if you lose signal, you can throw the physical switch and fail safe. Those things usually have like a 5 to 6 minute flight time, right? They're very, especially when you're flying aggressive like that, you're burning through a pack really fast.
Yeah, because those are just small lipos, and you're running them at like their maximum output.
Yeah, so like that was a 4S, I think. So that's 14 to 16 volts at top charge, and then that burns down pretty fast. SFOC, advanced pilot certificate, because you're near people, and insurance, lots of practice,
safety assurance declaration,
and probably looking at a declaration for it. Okay, so obviously it's a custom FPV that's been heavily waterproofed,
or not heavily waterproofed, and they get one chance at it.
7 of them.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So mixing high, like shooting everything at a high frame rate, like 60 to 100 frames a second, and then slowing it down. That's cool.
Awesome.
He's almost equal to the water drops. Yeah. So what is it? It's a Phantom style frame with a GoPro underneath and a big old foamy on the top.
Oh, I see. So he didn't actually put the drone under the water for these shots. That altitude control.
especially with a DIY,
Yeah.
right? One. Oh, I got one.
Nothing makes me happier than giant tire roll downhill. I wonder how many takes it took for them to do this. Maybe just the one, actually.
Well, yeah, like, are you going to do multiple takes of rolling those tires back up the hill?
You gotta get the shot, man. You're just not committed enough.
I actually want to do this. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, it looks really useful.
So they're using a wireless strobe for flash, and they've taped it to a drone. Of course, like safety assurance, everything else is going to be a thing, but they're in a contained environment, so I'm pretty sure it's not controlled airspace, and pretty sure it's not. And then the wireless strobe is freezing the action, so they can run a super high shutter speed and then start controlling daylight and bring daylight down, and then have the focus on it. So you've got this flying portable light. So I want to do this. I also want to do light painting at some point with the drone. We'll go out and do a video on this. Same thing, run a constant video light on a battery on the drone, super bright, but go and paint a structure and have a camera on the ground on a long exposure while you're painting the structure. It's been done a lot. It's not something that I've come up with, but it's super cool, and I want to do it for myself. It looks like it was done in Saudi Arabia. So again, international drone laws. Nope. Yes, sort of. That's a cool transition.
Yeah.
It's being ramped a little bit when everyone's still. That's cool. I like the. One of the things that was tripping me up is like, you don't. How did they even get on to the there's definitely some hidden cuts in there.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a continuous shot. Like good mixing, and you can see like right away there's like a ton of software stabilization going on, and you can see it. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is a drone. But then it goes to gimbal, and then it goes to something else.
Filmed 100% with a Cinewhoop.
Okay, so they either handheld it for some of the shots or fluid.
No rules indoors. Do whatever you want. Don't do whatever you want.
Yeah, but there is no regulations indoors. Yeah, so it comes down to just safety, right? Making sure that you're not going to hurt someone. But if you're using a Cinewhoop, you'd probably want a full cage around the props, especially if someone's got long hair nearby.
Yeah, you don't want someone's finger getting caught in anything or hair caught in anything. Or
This is a cool scenario because like most people think about they buy FPV drones for high speed flying outdoors, right? Doing big flips and rolls and acro style flying. And then you start getting, now FPV is moving into doing real estate shoots like indoors, right? So you do a fly through or slowly fly the drone through, and an FPV is great for that because you've got a good sense of presence. So your obstacle avoidance is better when you're flying through goggles. Then you get into something like this, and now you're right close proximity with someone, right? So this is now the drone is a camera in close proximity like in a studio, but it has the ability to move in 3D space however you want it to, either through flying or by physically grabbing the drone and moving it. So that's super cool. I've seen it. It's the bowling alley one. It's super sick though. And again, sound design is everything in these as I talk over it. But it's binaural. Stereo, like listening to it on headphones is amazing.
you don't get to see what the end of the bowling alley looks like. You don't get to see what behind the bowling alley looks like.
My foot wasn't over the line. Marketing, dude.
This is bowling.
Really good sound design.
Well, and not only that, so everything here is scripted and choreographed because you've got this drone going everywhere around, so everyone's getting shouted commands like do this, do that. And
this is also, like, subject doesn't matter. This is a really, really cool bowling alley slash bar.
intentional crash. They call them a one take or a fly through. Like behind the scenes wise, there's probably 4 or 5 people at least that are calling the shots and shouting and saying, okay, ready, theater, ready, like this or that.
Well, if you've ever seen the behind the scenes for one take music videos, so the ones that off the top of my head, OK Go did a one take music video and it took them like 20 takes. Any of the people standing up, say they slip on something.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah, everything's reset.
Everything's reset.
Like one of the most famous ones that I can remember of one takes is the Honda Accord commercial. The actors in this could also be your visual observer, so they could be trained to watch. He's flying from like street height down, so as long as someone's there,
Literally one person on the street with eyes on the aircraft.
yeah,
That's
just
it.
be like, oh, there's a police helicopter, right? That's the point, is to scan and see and avoid.
Yeah.
So it's more important in congested. Well, it's always important because it's regulatory required, but it's more of a threat in a higher altitude, beyond line of sight operation that is near an aerodrome. Thanks so much for watching our unscripted, unplanned live react of videos that Cam found on YouTube. This is something that's out of the norm, so let us know in the comments whether you thought it was cool or not. What do you want to see more of this? If you do, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we will definitely keep going. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon on Coastal Drone.